John, when it comes to Shakespeare, obviously it's a theatrical event. They've made many movies, including musicals. I even heard they've done opera. What exactly is Shakespeare as a promenade?
Well, you just have to look around. We're in an extraordinary space. What we're doing, we've built multiple stages around the building, and the audience moves around with the production, with the actors. So it gives it a wonderful sense of intimacy, of immersion, being part of the story, which sort of conventional theatre production just couldn't really do in the same way. So yeah.
What comes first? You choose the venue and then you choose the Shakespeare production to go into it, or you're touring Romeo and Juliet regardless?
This production was created specifically for this building, which is something quite unusual for us. We do usually perform our plays in more than one location. Romeo and Juliet was created specifically for Bath Abbey, so we've been able to create scenes that work in particular parts of the building. We'll go and see the balcony shortly. Yes, so it's sort of tailor-made for this space. Yep.
The play itself is around about 2 hours. There is an interval.
That's right.
And people are on their feet.
Yes, it moves very swiftly. The scenes are short, and so we're sort of moving from location to location every few minutes. If you do need to take a break, there are seats around the edges where audience members are very welcome to go and take a little rest. But we're finding that the vast majority of people stick with it all the way through, and it moves fast.
Does your company only perform Shakespeare?
Mainly Shakespeare. We have a great love of Shakespeare, Ben and I, who run the company. But we also perform various other classic plays and stories. We have a production of A Christmas Carol that we do in London most years in Middle Temple Hall, which is a building that Charles Dickens had a connection with. We often try and find relevance between our buildings, our venues, and the stories that we're presenting.
Some examples?
Well, in addition to Christmas Carol and Charles Dickens, we perform the Comedy of Errors in Gray's Inn Hall in London, which is the venue where it was first performed in 1594, I believe. We recently performed Rich III in Leicester Cathedral, where the King was recently reinterred, having been discovered in a car park, which was controversial, but sort of a really fascinating experience. Yes, and when we've performed Henry V, which we've performed around the country in multiple cathedrals, we found tombs of knights who fought at the Battle of Agincourt alongside our stage, which is just an extraordinary thing.
We're coming up to the hour and they have prayers here, don't they? But I'm just wondering whether we can get as far as Juliet's balcony, just to have a quick look. You were telling me the organ loft is involved here.
So we take the audience up here on a journey and around here, and there is the balcony up there. We start with Juliet up here and Romeo down below, and then halfway through the scene we make it even more intimate. Juliet comes down this beautiful spiral staircase.
Oh, wow.
And we play the rest of the scene here. So with the audience surrounding the actors very closely. So it's a very intimate and romantic scene.
So some of the choreography you can't actually work out until you suss out the venue.
Absolutely. In fact, we had a couple of little sessions in here with this particular scene. This was, as you say, one scene that we couldn't rehearse anywhere else. The rest of the play was rehearsed in another church, which sort of gave the actors a sense of the acoustic and the layout of the building. But this one was more of a challenge.
You've got a real Bath connection now.
Yes, so Ben and I, who run the company, we moved to Bath 3 years ago from London, and we still work in London quite a lot, but we're making a really strong connection with the Abbey. This is the second Shakespeare play we've performed here. We performed Henry V over in the Corporation stalls.
Yes,
just 2 years ago.
The stalls that remain. It's right. I've been here a long time. We've been through the pews issue. What about your actors? Where do they come from?
So another interesting first for us. We normally cast in London. We do all our auditions in London, where the vast majority of actors seem to be based. But for this production, because it's only being performed in Bath, we've cast locally, and we found a wonderful pool of local talent, professional actors based around Bath, Bristol, and the Southwest more generally. Real range of people. We've got 3 actors for whom this is their first job out of drama school, Romeo and Juliet and one of the others, right up to people who have long lists of professional credits in films and television and theatre, with great experience. So it's a really great team, and we're having a lot of fun with them. They're a lovely bunch.
Well, you're going to be acting out nightly one of the world's most famous love stories until the end of the month?
That's right, until the 31st. We are performing every night except Sunday at 8 p.m. And tickets are currently available for all remaining shows, but selling quickly. So we do encourage you to book soon if you'd like to come along.
John, thank you.
You're welcome.